Welcome back to the video blog. Adam Daniel Mezei. Hope your weekend was great. Let's get this week started off right. So it's 22 weeks into 2011, and one of the things that I like to do is I like to read at least a book a week. At least a book a week. A book can be basically about anything that interests me. It could be a business book, it could be a history book. It tends to be history books, because that's just where I'm at. That's my otaku. But it could be anything. It could be a novel, it could be a piece of fiction. It could be a very big book, it could be like even a small tiny book that's maybe 150 pages, but a book a week, that's the quota. Now I have a lot of friends that are married and that have newborn children, or they have a series of children, so they don't necessarily have time to read, although I don't necessarily believe that, because if you're a commuter, you have time to read. If you have a bowel movement, you have time to read. If you are, let's say, you take one day off a week, you have time to read. If your kids are not up 24 hours a day. Okay, of course, newborn babies have a tendency to cry at obscene hours of the night. But you always can squeeze in some reading time. And I think if you're a well-practiced reader, somebody who makes reading a habit, somebody who makes reading a pleasure, and also a little bit of a job too, I think you can get through anywhere between 250 pages and 350 pages a week, no problem. I put the call out to my friends here on the video blog. Can you continue to keep the book a week pace? Because what I essentially want to do is I want to kind of engender dialogues here about kind of a book club sort of a thing, like we're all reading the same books, or we're each reading books at our own pace, but books that we've all read in common, and then we're able to go back and talk about like various experiences, not in a deep sort of a way, just to say like, yeah, I read that and this is what I took away from it, or yeah, that book really interested me because of XYZ. So that's really where I'm at. Do you manage to keep up your pace? And then why not? And ask yourself why you're not able to allocate the right time for it. It really doesn't take that much. I find like if I grab a coffee in the morning, you flip through a few pages. If you're on the toilet, you can flip through a few pages as well. If you're on some kind of a subway, or you're on a metropolitan, or you're on some kind of a bus, or you're in an automobile, you're able to actually, flip through a few pages. Honestly, it's not that hard to do, to find the time, to find the little snippets of time. People end up spending more time in lines in government offices or doctors or dentist offices than they do actually reading. I mean, I see some people that are really maniacal about time. For example, the other day, I was in a building and this guy was in front of me, and he had a backpack on. He was working like clockwork, so he'd entered the door and he knew exactly how much time it would take for the elevator to descend. So he ran over, pressed the button, then scooted back to the mailroom. He knew it would take him 2 minutes to fetch his letters, and he didn't hold the door for anybody, because holding the door for people would actually that would actually reduce the time. Sorry, he was probably on some kind of a very rigid time schedule. I don't want to judge him as to why. He probably had to run upstairs for some reason, or maybe he was trying to catch a show, or I don't know what the story was. But holding the door for people would have taken off too much time. Needless to say, this guy was like really in charge of his time, and I'm sure a guy like that could find time to read his books. And I think you should do the same. 22 weeks, 22 books. I think I'm over quota, to be honest, because I've been reading quite a lot in 2011. I just make time for it, and I'm trying to hit 2 books a week, but that's just me, because I'm good like that, and because I guess I'm single, and because I don't have kids, and because that's where I'm at right now. But I help you. That's what I'm here for. You give me book assignments to read, and I will read those for you and help you achieve your reading goals. My name? That's right, Adam Daniel Mezei. And if this is your first time watching this video blog, welcome to the video blog. There are 256 previous videos that you can watch, plus a series of other videos that I made in China and other podcasts and stuff. It's all there for you, bad boy. Go check it out. Wishing you and yours the very best of things and more videos coming soon. Harmo, I hope you like the new shades.